to Bangor. From the Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, information on the school threats that the school departments across the state were inundated with yesterday, plus the latest regarding Congressional District 2 recount, and a local radio station is doing their annual turkey drive. We'll show you how you can take part. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. It seems as though it's already coming down pretty heavy out there. The snow is falling. It will turn into a wintry mix later on, depending on which part of the state you're in. But Devin Biggs has all the details of this snowy forecast.
Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Boosted Auto and Diesel. For all your automotive, heavy truck, and equipment needs, call Ronnie at 207-659-9458. Alrighty, here we are, though. We have a lot of alerts in effect this morning. We have winter weather advisories in effect, and that'll last until later this afternoon. Some of these will get trimmed back with warmer air moving in, so any ice or snow that accumulates will be melting away. A winter storm warning in the northern parts of the state for accumulating snow. That'll last till about Thursday morning at 1 a.m. And as expected, gale warnings in effect, and that'll last until 4 p.m. this evening, though, because of those gusty winds that'll be moving in. The precipitation will be starting very soon. It's moving in from the southwest, going toward the north and east, which will begin as snow, switching over to that wintry mix, and eventually to all rain as temperatures today rising to the upper 30s. But looking further down toward the south, there's a system right here of snow, wintry mix, and some rain as well, all tracking off towards the north and east. So we'll keep this going as the day progresses on with improvement as we head towards tomorrow. The snow today switching to a wintry mix and eventually to all rain will become partly cloudy tomorrow with a few flurries possible. And of course, the wind, we have our eye on that as well. Some gusty winds reaching up to 15 to 25 miles per hour at times before that starts to ease up a little bit for the daytime tomorrow. Hourly forecast moving forward, a wintry mix on the way. Temperatures making into the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. First this morning, police are trying to find those responsible for a series of threats yesterday morning that impacted schools around the state. There were reports of active shooter situations at several schools, prompting a big emergency response. Craig Colson has more.
The call started coming in early Tuesday morning as classes were getting underway for the day. Someone was reporting shootings were happening at several schools. After checking the situation out, officials quickly announced they believe the threats were all part of a hoax. We're told the threats targeted high schools in Brewer, Ellsworth, Portland, and Sanford. In Brewer, the superintendent sent a message to parents saying they were among the schools where someone reported shots had been fired. The note said it was false information, and it's part of a practice known as swatting. Those are hoax calls meant to create panic in local communities. It didn't stop classes from continuing for the day in Brewer, but some of the southern Maine schools had to be evacuated while police made sure there was no real threat.
Right now, it's making sure that the kids get bused to a safe location where parents can meet up with their kids. It's furthering making sure that the school is 100% secure. All rooms are being checked currently multiple times, and then it's a matter of giving the school back to the teachers.
Ellsworth High School was also targeted in the hoax. School officials released a statement saying the school was placed into lockdown until police determined there wasn't really a threat. Classes resumed after the lockdown was lifted. Portland High School was also placed into lockdown while police cleared the building, and Sanford Regional Technical Center was evacuated and students were sent home for the day. All of the hoax calls are now under investigation. This is Craig Colson reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
10 schools in all were targeted as part of the large and disruptive hoax. Police say the first call of an active shooter came into Sanford. Mal Meyer spoke to students there following the threats.
Sirens blaring. Police rushing to the high school Tuesday morning.
And I was about to enter the school and they just started to block it off.
Inside, a lockdown. Some students unsure if it was a drill or real.
We barricaded the doors like we were supposed to.
We immediately shut down lights, locked the doors. We hid in our classroom and eventually we had to hide in our closet.
Students reached out to loved ones.
I texted my mom saying that I love her because I didn't know how long it was going to take to get out of there or if we were all going to be okay.
Misinformation quickly spread on social media.
I heard 5 people were shot, then I heard there were casualties, and I just didn't know who to believe.
2 school resource officers were already inside, helping those on the outside.
Having those eyes and ears on the school 24/7 or during the school time makes a big difference for any of our responses.
Police say first responders arrived within minutes, immediately entering the school.
We had to walk with our hands up in a single file line, and that was probably the scariest that we had to deal with.
We practice these, and we practice these for a reason.
After about an hour, the district announced on social media that the reported shooting was a hoax. The superintendent saying they carefully made sure they had accurate information.
Very appreciative of the families and their response to be able to be patient and work with us under the most trying and most difficult circumstances.
Everybody is safe, and you are going to have them home tonight.
Students eventually went to a nearby gym to meet up with friends and family.
It was a scary experience that I don't ever want to experience again, or I would not want to wish this on my worst enemy.
These types of investigations involve agencies on the local, state, and federal level, and because the crime is so serious, that coordination will be key in holding the person or people accountable. No agency has released information about a possible suspect in the false reports and threats, and according to the U.S. Attorney for the state of Maine, it could also violate a lot of different statutes. They'll be looking for where the person made them, were they local or out of state, and who or what the threats were targeted at. And those are all details that will be that will take some time to iron out.
It does depend on the details, but typically we're talking about the type of statutes that involve cyber threats or the use of interstate communication, at least at the federal level. And at a state level, it can be even more broad.
If you commit a crime like this in the state of Maine, we're going to come after you. And we're coming after you with our partners at the federal level. Everybody in this state is heavily plugged in and heavily invested in an outcome here.
And while these threats were fake, the U.S. Attorney says it's important for parents and members of the community to not let their guard down. A Camden motel owner says a space heater may be to blame for a fire that ripped through his establishment on Monday. Crews from several departments were called to Beloin's Motel on Route 1 Monday. The owners said the motel was closed, but he was allowing a friend to stay there as a favor. That friend was using a space heater to stay warm, and the owner suspects that's what caused the fire. Fire investigators will now try to determine an official cause, and the Red Cross is helping the man who lived there. A portion of the building was destroyed, but some units are still standing with water and smoke damage. And at 2:30 on Monday afternoon, Caribou Fire, an ambulance, dispatched to a two-story garage fire at 179 Brown Road in Woodland. Upon arrival, crews found a fully engulfed structure, which required the use of approximately 18,000 gallons of water and 17 personnel from different departments to respond. The fire was cleared at 5 p.m. The cause of the fire is still being investigated by the Maine State Fire Marshal's office. Caribou police say they have identified and charged the owner of a dog found locked inside a previously vacant home. According to a post on the department's Facebook page, 31-year-old Matthew Guzman of Caribou voluntarily turned himself in Monday evening and is charged with animal cruelty, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 364 days of imprisonment, as well as a court-imposed ban on possessing any animals in the future and a fine of at least $500. The dog was found abandoned in a closet in a recently purchased home that had been vacant for some time in Caribou. Police say when he was found, it was clear the dog hadn't been cared for in quite some time. The dog is currently safe and being provided with the care he needs. Ranked choice voting tabulation continued yesterday in the 2nd Congressional District race between Democrat Jared Golden and Republican Bruce Poliquin. Our A.J. Douglas has more.
We want the voters to know that every vote counts and will be counted accurately and fairly.
Congressman Jared Golden is likely to be announced the winner of the 2nd Congressional District seat after ranked choice tabulation wrapped up Tuesday. Ranked choice vote tabulation began after neither Golden nor Bruce Poliquin secured 50% of the general election vote. Secretary of State Shenna Bellows talked about the importance of public access to this process.
So we're doing everything in full public view. We're also Facebook streaming it so that folks, and the goal is so that every Maine voter can watch for themselves any or all of the steps in the process.
Bellows went on to address those who may be distrustful of the level of accuracy of election tabulations. She called that rhetoric dangerous.
Because of disinformation or lies that people believed, that led to threats against election workers across the country and even here in Maine.
Golden's 2018 win against Bruce Poliquin also came down to ranked choice voting. Those performing the tabulation remained busy throughout the day Tuesday.
It's a lot, but we're in a rhythm now, so I think we're going pretty well. We're in pretty good shape.
In Augusta, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
We were told yesterday that as they continue the tabulation process, 2 memory sticks, one from Bangor and one from Hamden, did not function properly. And because of that, law enforcement would have to travel to Bangor and Hamden to retrieve those paper ballots. The ballots will be brought back to the secure location in Augusta where the tabulation is taking place, and those ballots will be scanned to capture the data. The scanning of those ballots will take place today, starting at 9 a.m.
The ballots from Bangor, that's 25 boxes of ballots, another 8 boxes of ballots from Hamden. It's 33 boxes of ballots altogether. So we'll be scanning all day tomorrow. This is all part of the checks and balances. We want to make sure we're doing it right.
Just a short time ago, last night, we were informed that Anson is also included in the municipalities for which ballots will be scanned today, thanks to a faulty memory device as well. Representatives from both the Golden and Poliquin campaigns continue to be present throughout the process. The time is now 8:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear about how the Hancock County Commissioner is teaming up with the local sheriff's department to help keep people warm this winter. But first, let's take another look at that forecast. A wintry mix is in store for us today. I'm sure if you look out your window, you can see that already. Highs of around 37 degrees. That wintry mix is continuing on into tonight. Depending on where you are in the state, it'll be rainy, snowy, a little bit of both, especially rainy as the day goes on. Lows of around 27 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, light flurries are possible in certain parts of the state tomorrow. High of around 38 degrees.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Can alert you if you left it open and let you close it from most anywhere in the world. And where's the best place to get your LiftMaster? From PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
The Furniture Gallery's pre-Black Friday deals are here. We're fully stocked just in time for holiday get-togethers. We've got your choice of 5-piece dining sets starting at $449. Need extra living room seating? Sectional starting at $699 and recliner starting at $299. Long-distance guests staying over? Queen mattresses as low as $299 with closeout mattresses up to $1,000 off. Special financing is available. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Gorham, Newport, and North Windham.
Wherever you are, whether you're ready or not, it's coming. With a purpose, with persistence, with the power to change the way you live. So you don't have to change the way you live. Generac automatic standby generators. Control your power, control your life. Visit Generac.com.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Can alert you if you left it open and let you close it from most anywhere in the world. And where's the best place to get your LiftMaster? From PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
Saquon Barkley is having big games, right? We've all seen not only what he did in college, but what he's done when healthy in the NFL for New York.
He's so much fun to watch.
Do not let up. We just started. They're going to go as far as Saquon takes them.
There is an energy to Dan Campbell and the Lions. You can just see how hard they play for him.
To your point, they compete. They play hard.
It is so hard not to root for them.
The NFL, Sunday on Fox, home of Super Bowl 57.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. The Hancock County Sheriff's Office is teaming up with the County Commissioner's Office to help keep Hancock County residents warm this winter. During the County Commissioners meeting yesterday, an offer was put on the table. For every $1 donated by the community, the Sheriff's Office will match it. And the County Commissioner's Office will add $2 more. The donations are going to an undisclosed organization that they've worked with in the past to help elderly people and others in need with heating costs. Sheriff Kane is challenging the Ellsworth community to do what they can to give back to others.
For every $1 that we receive as a match,
The sheriff's charities will donate $1 up to $10,000, and the the county commissioners will contribute $2 up to $20,000 for every dollar match. So every dollar that we receive will have $3 in matching funds from the two organizations.
Those interested in donating should contact the Hancock County Sheriff's Office. Some unwelcome news as we watch prices for just about everything go up. The Maine Utilities Commission has accepted bids and set new electricity supply rates for Burson and Bangor Hydro District. For residential and small non-residential customers, the standard offer price will be 16.4 cents per kilowatt hour. That is a 41% rate hike over the last year. Now the standard offer supply rates account for about 60% of a customer's bill. According to the Commission, that means an increase of around 20.7% overall for customers using 500 kilowatts per month. This new rate effect will take place January 1st. The time is now 8:15. After the break, the town of Castine has voted to change the name of islands previously with controversial names. This and more local news as Good Morning Maine continues.
Celebrate Maine artisans, sampling and shopping the very best of Maine-made products at the Maine Harvest Festival, Cross Insurance Center, Bangor, November 19th and 20th, presented by the Maine Potato Board, MaineHarvestFestival.com.
Autumn of Life Home Care is a great place to work. The team here provided me with all the opportunities and experience necessary to grow within the company, all while working around my busy college schedule. They provided all the necessary licensing and training. It truly was the job that kickstarted my career.
Autumn of Life Home Care in Brewer is a licensed agency with personal support specialists.
Let our compassionate, reliable, considerate caregivers make your life a little easier by providing assistance for you or your loved one.
Autumn of Life Home Care. We focus on you. Apply today.
I may be close to retirement, but I'm as busy as ever. And thanks to Voya, I'm confident about my future. Voya provides guidance for the right investments. They make me feel like I've got it all under control.
Voya, be confident to and through retirement.
Ready, set, sketch!
2 celebrity-led teams.
Umbrella.
Umbrella's correct.
Face off. In a quick sketch showdown.
Everyone could see we're looking for Piglet.
Pictionary.
A person, a penguin.
Bird, big bird.
Big bird is correct.
Every weekday.
Weekdays at 10 on Fox 22.
Young Sheldon, boy genius, an origin story.
Young man, yes, you.
A small-town boy with a delicate palate.
Something's wrong with my sandwich. I'm going to do science on it. It's a bread.
Young Sheldon 5 times a week
on Fox 22.
Celebrate Maine artisans, sampling and shopping the very best of Maine-made products at the Maine Harvest Festival, Cross Insurance Center, Bangor, November 19th and 20th, presented by the Maine Potato Board, MaineHarvestFestival.com.
Senator Angus King took to the Senate floor yesterday to highlight measures included in the National Defense Authorization Act. Senator King said Bath Iron Works and the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard are critical for both national security and Maine's economy. He spoke about the importance of strengthening America's Navy.
Aggressors look for weakness. They look for an opening. If they find none, they're going to pull back. And that's the entire theory of our defense posture and the expenditures that we're making on behalf of the defense of this country and the free world.
If passed, the legislation would authorize a multi-year contract for Bath Iron Works to build 15 DDG-51 destroyers. Support for the bill has been largely bipartisan. Other parts of the bill highlighted by Senator King include a raise for troops, the use of new technologies, and upgrading equipment. Residents in Castine are looking to change the name of 2 small islands in their town to better reflect all of those in their community. It's a decision that voters weighed in on during last week's election. Jody Hersey explains.
I do believe that history is important. I also believe that you have to evolve as a community of people.
Hans Carlson is a Castine resident and member of the Island Name Change Committee.
The meanings of words change. 50 or 60 years ago, the word Negro was perfectly acceptable. Martin Luther King used it, James Baldwin used it, but words change, and the social situation changes too.
For years, two small islands located in the Bagaduce River in Castine have been known as Upper Negro Island and Lower Negro Island. Town officials aren't quite sure just how those islands' names came to be.
No African Americans owned the islands. They were owned by white people. They did not have any homes on them until sometime in the 19th century. They were mostly used for sheep grazing.
Residents recently voted to change the names of those islands to Emmanuel Island and Esther Island. During her research, Lisa Simpson-Lutz, the executive director of the Castine Historical Society, found those names in an account book from the 1700s.
Esther and Emmanuel were two enslaved individuals, African American, and sadly, that is all we know about them. But I do believe that the committee was wanting to give them a voice.
We don't know if Esther and Emmanuel had anything to do with those islands, but they are representative of a part of the town's history that I felt was important to maintain.
Now the decision is in the hands of the government. The folks in Castine have done everything they can. Now all they can do is patiently wait. In Castine, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
The time is now 8:21. Let's get a full look at that forecast and see how long that snow will be holding on. Meteorologist Evan Biggs is in with the latest.
Your full weather forecast brought to you by Boosted Auto and Diesel. For all your automotive, heavy truck, and equipment needs, call Ronnie at 207-659-9458. Alrighty, here we are. Plenty of alerts in effect. We have winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories. The winter weather advisory lasting until 1 p.m. this afternoon as we'll switch over from snow and ice to all rain, which means the roadways will begin to improve. Winter storm warnings further off toward the north, though, as these areas will deal with a lot of snow as well. Some areas may be getting close to a foot in the northern ends of the state. And as expected, gale warnings are in effect, and those will last until 4 p.m. this afternoon as well. The precipitation starting to move in now. Here it is right here, tracking from the southwest, going toward the north and east. So we're going to keep this going as the day progresses on with it starting as snow, then switching over to that wintry mix and eventually to all rain as temperatures will get above freezing. This is all courtesy of that system right here that's tracking off towards the north and east. So it'll start to taper off later on tonight with just a few passing clouds tomorrow and maybe a few flurries with those clouds that'll be passing through tomorrow. But today will be the big story with that wintry mix that'll be moving in. Gusty winds along the coast today, reaching up to around 30 miles per hour at times. We'll keep that going today. And it'll get even gustier farther inland, though, with some gusts reaching up to 20 to 25 miles per hour at times. And even kind of continuing into tomorrow, although not as strong over us. So I'll have to watch for some wind today and the parts of tomorrow as well. Our average high is 46 degrees. We'll make it to the upper 30s today and pretty much stay in the middle of the upper 30s for the next several days, with the exception of Monday, as we'll cool off in the lower 30s for a high temperature. So futurecast moving forward, snow beginning this morning, switching over to a wintry mix and eventually to all rain. Precipitation starts to taper off later this evening, though. So by overnight tonight, we'll switch over to a partly cloudy sky with even some clearing in the skies from time to time. Then by Thursday, we'll start out with a partly cloudy sky with more clouds moving in from time to time. A few flurries cannot be ruled out either, so we'll need to be ready for that as it does develop before the clouds break up as we head towards Thursday night and the parts of Friday morning. How much snowfall? Decent snowfall in the northern ends of the state with up to 6 to 10 inches possible. Isolated higher amounts cannot be ruled out. Bangor just barely an inch with some higher amounts near parts of the Millinocket area and trending north with along the coast, though. The coast will not see any snow at all, as this will mainly stay rain for them with a little bit of snow the farther north you go. So as for the rainfall, though, plenty of rain on the way. Some areas seeing up to a half an inch or more before we're all finished up. Then backing off as you get closer to Bangor, then this is all the water right here with some of the snow that will fall. It's kind of the rainfall equivalent of that. But upper 30s today, rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow with that east wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 20s, wintry mix, and some patchy fog from time to time early. That west wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. As we head towards tomorrow, upper 30s, partly cloudy. A few flurries can't be ruled out with that west wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Boosted Auto and Diesel. Small chance for snow on Thursday, highs in the upper 30s. Mid-30s on Friday with a partly cloudy sky. We're still partly cloudy on Saturday, highs in the upper 30s. Mid-30s on Sunday with a chance for snow.
You know, if one mattress was right for everybody, we wouldn't need to stock over 30 models. It doesn't exist. Our low price and sleep guarantees mean you won't pay too much for a great night's sleep. Purchase your new mattress before 3 p.m. and we'll deliver it the same day in the Bangor and Ellsworth area. Warehouse pricing, a great night's sleep guaranteed, same-day delivery, and free removal of your old. At Dorsey's, we've got your back. Sleep well, my friends.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage. Doing business the right way every day.
On the next Last Man Standing, Jen's going to prom.
Oh my God. What's the date? What's the theme? Who's the boy?
And the big game needs some new blood.
I'll find somebody. Last time you looked for somebody, you know who you found? Joe.
You really gonna complain about a poker player who thinks out loud?
You know, I should fold, but I'm not gonna.
I should fold, but I'm not gonna.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. And now for your national news, former President Donald Trump announcing his run in the 2024 presidential election. Speaking from his Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach in front of a group of supporters, the former president, announcing he will make another run for the White House after months of speculation.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
Trump's announcement comes just 1 week after Republicans turned in a lackluster performance at the primaries. And Poland launched an investigation after a missile crossed over the Ukrainian border and landed on its soil. It's the latest sign of escalating tensions in Eastern Europe as the Russian-Ukrainian war grinds on. Fox News White House correspondent Jackie Heinrich has the story.
And I'm going to make sure we figure out exactly what happened. Our sympathy goes out to apparently 2 people were killed. And then we're going to collectively determine our next step as we investigate and proceed.
World leaders holding an emergency roundtable in Indonesia after a missile lands in eastern Poland, killing 2 people. Canada, Spain, Italy, and France, just some of the nations meeting with President Biden Wednesday to discuss next steps. Biden also spoke to Poland's president over the phone earlier to express his condolences for the loss of life, also promising U.S. support in the investigation.
President Joe Biden declared that he will support us by sending American experts who will help us examine the scene of this tragic incident. So it will be cooperation. We can even say allied.
It's still unclear if the missile was launched by Russia or Ukraine, but it's the first time fighting has spilled into a NATO country, leading to heightened tensions. Russia is denying responsibility while Ukraine alleges Moscow is now deliberately threatening its neighbors.
This is a very significant escalation. We must act.
While investigations are just beginning, Poland isn't taking the attack lightly, announcing it'll be stepping up its military in the coming days.
We decided to increase the combat readiness of selected units of the Polish armed forces, with particular emphasis on airspace monitoring.
The explosion came during an intense day of Russian missile strikes on Ukraine's energy plants, which left much of the country's major cities without power. In Bali, Jackie Heinrich, Fox News.
Another union is against the proposed Biden administration freight rail deal, raising the chances of a nationwide strike. The International Brotherhood of Boilermakers now says no to the Biden administration's tentative deal between freight rail companies and unions. The rejection comes as the third such among the 12 unions. All must agree to a strike, or else a strike goes into effect. The proposal called for a 24% wage increase over 5 years, from 2020 to 2024. The Boilermakers Union will renegotiate further with a rail conference committee representing the largest rail companies. And as we move further into flu and RSV season, doctors across the country are concerned about how difficult it is to obtain common prescription drugs, such as antibiotics. The FDA says on its website, amoxicillin, an antibiotic regularly used to treat a number of bacterial infections, is in short supply. The increase in demand reflects the recent surge in RSV cases, causing hospitals to fill up quickly with sick kids. Some experts believe the pandemic is in part to blame. Because of all the precautions taken to combat COVID-19, young children have had very little exposure to cold-like viruses, resulting in low immunity. And while amoxicillin isn't used to treat RSV, the flu, or COVID, it's sometimes hard to distinguish the symptoms from bacterial infections, or kids can develop bacterial illnesses afterwards, leading doctors to prescribe the antibiotic just in case. Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll have info on where you can buy your Christmas tree while also supporting a local fundraiser. We'll be right back.
Hear that music? It can only mean breakfast bagels are back at McDonald's. Imagine a fluffy egg, 2 slices of cheese, plus your choice of a steak patty, bacon, or sausage, all in a toasted bagel. That's right, the steak, egg, and cheese bagel, bacon, egg, and cheese bagel, and sausage, egg, and cheese bagels are all back, but only for a limited time at McDonald's.
Big Noon Energy.
Is a sellout tonight, right here with us.
The crowd, the atmosphere, this is what makes it special.
Here we go.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is Wednesday, November 16th, 2022. Today is International Day for Tolerance. Can you think back and recall the last time you had a different perspective than one of your friends or peers and it helped you to learn something? I think very many of us can. On this day in history, in 1824, New York City's Fifth Avenue opened for business, not to be confused with Saks Fifth Avenue. And on this day in 1939, Al Capone was freed from Alcatraz jail. I think he died about 10 years later. And in 2002, on this day, the first case of SARS, known technically as coronavirus, appeared in Foshan City in China in a patient thought to be a farmer that was in the city. For birthdays today, we have the Nigerian novelist and poet Chinua Achebe, who is 82. I read one of his books in high school. Comedian Pete Davidson is 29, and like I've said this in a couple other shows, but he's more commonly known as Kim Kardashian's ex-boyfriend. And MLB star Dwight Gooden is 57. He's been retired for quite some time now. But before we throw it over to Devin Biggs to get our full weather forecast, let's take a look at the roof cam here in Bangor. It is coming down. We don't have any windows in the studio, so I wasn't sure exactly, but it is definitely accumulating. I know a little bit more north of us in Millinocket, there may even be a bit more. There's still some green patches shining through there. So now let's check in with Devin Biggs to see what the accumulation will look like today.
Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Boosted Auto and Diesel. For all your automotive, heavy truck, and equipment needs, call Ronnie at 207-659-9458. Alrighty, here we are, though. We have a lot of alerts in effect this morning. We have winter weather advisories in effect, and that'll last until later this afternoon. Some of these will get trimmed back with warmer air moving in, so any ice or snow that accumulates will be melting away. A winter storm warning in the northern parts of the state for accumulating snow. That'll last till about Thursday morning at 1 a.m. And as expected, gale warnings in effect, and that'll last until 4 p.m. this evening, though, because of those gusty winds that'll be moving in. The precipitation will be starting very soon. It's moving in from the southwest, going toward the north and east, which will begin as snow, switching over to that wintry mix, and eventually to all rain as temperatures today rising to the upper 30s. But looking further down toward the south, there's a system right here of snow, wintry mix, and some rain as well, all tracking off towards the north and east. So we'll keep this going as the day progresses on with improvement as we head towards tomorrow. The snow today switching to a wintry mix and eventually to all rain will become partly cloudy tomorrow with a few flurries possible. And of course, the wind, we have our eye on that as well. Some gusty winds reaching up to 15 to 25 miles per hour at times before that starts to ease up a little bit for the daytime tomorrow. Hourly forecast moving forward, a wintry mix on the way. Temperatures making into the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Christmas trees are one of the many things that make the holiday season bright. What if your Christmas tree purchase could brighten someone else's life? Christian Ridge Church of God in Ellsworth partnered with Buy a Tree, Change a Life to sell Christmas trees along Acadia Highway. Half of the proceeds will benefit Down East Horizons, an organization that helps assist and support individuals with developmental disabilities. Pastor Danny Jones wants to recognize the work they are doing.
I picked Down East Horizons because I got a couple of guys in my church that go to Down East Horizons, and so they have been helpful with those young men, and so we wanted to bless them.
There's a limited amount of trees in stock, currently about 125 as of yesterday, ranging in price from $85 to $125. The tree stand will be open every day of the week from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. until they sell out. Grocery shoppers in Brewer can donate a turkey to families in need ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday. The Free the Z Turkey Drive returned to the Brewer Hannaford on Tuesday. Z107.3 teamed up with Panquist to host the annual drive, encouraging those who can donate a turkey that will feed families in the community. Volunteers say they're well on their way to collecting their goal of 2,022 turkeys.
Crack 500, which is usually the first day is traditionally our slowest day. You can either do your shopping and buy a turkey that way, or you can give a cash donation. It's a little bit more expensive this year. It's $15 as opposed to $10.
The drive runs through Thursday at 6 at the Brewer Hannaford. Fez-wearing elves are hard at work setting up for the 11th annual Festival of Trees over at the Shriners Hall in Bangor. Trees are being set up and decorated, each covered in gifts donated by local businesses. Those who place 50-cent tickets at their favorite trees have a chance to win the tree and all the great prizes underneath.
We're all excited. Christmas time is as much fun for us as it is the kids. And as you can see, the trees are here, the trees are set up, and we're ready to show off our wares and bring everybody in and hopefully have as much fun as they did last year and the year before.
The festivities start this Thursday at 4 p.m. There is a $2 cover charge for adults, and children are free. This is the Anna Shriners' biggest fundraiser of the year. Check out their Facebook page for the entire schedule. Still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz will have your latest with local sports, and we have a live in-studio interview with a local Shriner. We'll be right back.
The time is now, New England. Medicare annual enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. Hey, I know the glory of a final second win, but don't leave your health care decision up to a Hail Mary. And now it's more important than ever to have a team you can count on. United Healthcare offered some of the first Medicare Advantage plans in New England and is the only company with plans in all 6 states. Now, with more than 250,000 members, they're the leader. But it's not all about being the biggest. Trust me, I know. Sure, all their plans give you access to top doctors and hospitals throughout New England, as well as the nation's largest network of Medicare providers with no referrals. They're also affordable with $0 premium plans in every state, free primary care visits, eye and hearing exams, and no copays for labs, virtual visits, mammograms, and colonoscopies. There's coverage for glasses and hearing aids, and many plans have comprehensive dental benefits. Beyond the benefits, United Healthcare cares. Whether it's diabetes, heart disease, a disability, a knee replacement, United Healthcare has personal navigators, a single point of contact to help you get healthy so you can live your best life. United Healthcare is also the only plan to offer Renew Active with free gym memberships, thousands of online workouts, brain exercises, recipes, healthy lifestyle tips, and rewards for staying active. There are credits for over-the-counter items like vitamins and aspirins and zero copays on hundreds of prescription drugs. You may even get rewards for routine care like annual checkups and certain preventative screenings, all backed by one of the most trusted companies in the country and the Medicare Advantage leader in New England, United Healthcare. Choose and stick with the plan that is in it for the long game. Find out which United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plan is right for you. Call 1-800-236-3146 or visit uhcnewengland.com.
It's Comedy Roast Night, and everyone's getting burned.
I'm not as smart as you.
The Masked Singer, all new tonight on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. It hasn't been the most ideal season record-wise for Maine football, but they've still got one shot to walk away with a win, and it's probably the biggest game of the season, the battle for the Bryce Cowell Musket. Ryan Sudol has the story.
Auburn could go winless as long as they beat Alabama, Michigan as long as they beat Ohio State. And in Orono, the same rule applies, as Black Bear football at 2-8 prepares for the 112th battle for the Bryce Cowell Musket against New Hampshire.
The musket really just represents finishing, represents, the last game for our seniors, guys who don't have any more eligibility and are wrapping up their careers here.
It's going to be an emotional game. There's a lot that ties into it, and just really want to go out with a win.
It's a high-energy game. I mean, I love the fact that we are able to play this game, especially at the end of the season. It's a meaningful game, and it's a way that we could end the season on a high note.
While there aren't playoff implications for the Black Bears in this game, a Wildcat win Saturday would put them into the playoffs. A loss might send them home. Another layer to add on is that if the Black Bears beat UNH, they'll go back-to-back against them for the first time since 2001 and 2002. And those two teams are going to be honored at Alphond on Saturday.
That's very important. Just appreciative of them setting the standard, and we don't do this just for us. We're doing this for past, present, and future Black Bears.
With them here, you want to pay homage to the guys that came before you and did it, and so it's here right now, and we want to keep it that way.
As for what it will take to keep the Musket in Orono, Coach Jordan Stevens says that with the struggles the team has had this season, they have to keep it fundamental.
I think we just have a focus of coming out and competing and getting a win. We need to put ourselves in a position to win. We need to be ready to play from the first snap of the game, from kickoff to all the way to the end. That in itself will be a victory.
This year's battle for the Bryce Cowell Musket will take place right here at Alphond Stadium Saturday at noon. You can catch that game live on ABC 7. In Orono, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22.
Thanks for that, Ryan. Looking forward to that game. Always a good battle between Maine and New Hampshire, the border battle and some other sports, but the battle for the Bryce Cowell Musket when it comes to football. Let's move on to the hardwood now. Over at Husson, men's and women's basketball seasons are underway. We will hear from the men on Wednesday. Right now, the women are gearing up for a Wednesday night matchup against the University of Southern Maine. The Eagles currently sit at 1-2 on the year, dropping 2 straight in the LaFrance Hospitality Tournament in Dartmouth. They've returned 4 key players from last year, though, while adding a bunch of new talent as well. So a lot of loose ends to tie up, and Coach Kissy Walker says that is exactly what these early games are for.
We played good teams, and that's what we like to do so that it helps prepare us. But we just have to keep taking one game at a time and focus on getting better and better and keep plugging away. But we like, what we have here. It's a really tight-knit group, and we have a lot of different pieces.
The Eagles are looking to get back to 500 Wednesday, taking on a USM team that they beat last year 55-42, so a very low-scoring matchup. It's also the home opener for Husson. They are returning back to Newman Gym for the first time this season, and entering the game, junior Bailey Donovan has 988 points, just 12 away from 1,000. The Eagles, they're just excited to get back in front of their faithful fans for the first time.
I think the kids are excited to be at home because we've got 6 new people. We've got some local kids. We were away and we had pretty good following of parents on the away trip, so to be home will be really nice. I know we've got some local teams coming to watch us play, some middle school and some travel teams, so that'll be fun to have the crowd.
That should be a good game. Wishing them luck on Wednesday. We will have those highlights as well. Let's go to the ice now. It has been a while, but on Tuesday, Jeremy Swayman returned to the ice for the first time since injuring his knee, colliding with Patrice Bergeron on November 1st. The former Black Bear was seen practicing on Tuesday morning, and he spoke to reporters as well. Coach Jim Montgomery says the goalie is trending ahead of schedule in his recovery. He was first labeled week to week. Swayman is the third goalie at practice still, so still a few hurdles before we actually see him in game action again. But right now the concern is the wear and tear on current goalie Linus Ullmark. He has played every game but one since Swayman went down. So Swayman says he's going to, quote, do everything he can to get back out there.
I'm going to do everything I can to be game ready. But I trust the medical staff here, Scotty Waugh. Everything he says I'm doing to the best of my ability, and I'm going to do everything I can to get back as soon as possible in a game.
All right, looking forward to see him back on the ice again with the Bruins. That's all the time we have for sports, though. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, Maine. This is Steve McKay. Not sure what the weather will be in your neck of the woods, but there's a 100% chance of Luke showing up near you. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes throughout Maine. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
Welcome to Kings Mountain RC and Hobby Shop in Brewer. And some call me the King. There are RC trucks, cars, crawlers, and parts aplenty. There are planes, metal detectors, and gear galore. I have decreed that all people can book birthday parties with their RC vehicles provided for all. We have indoor and outdoor tracks and crawling courses available. Bring yourself, your family, and friends to Kings Mountain RC and Hobby Shop, South Main Street, Brewer.
Get excited. It's all for you. We've got some fun fall activities happening. Right here, live and in person. Buckle up. Are we ready?
The Drew Barrymore Show, Wednesday at 11 on Fox 22.
It takes all types to play Family Feud. The Sensible Brother.
What would you do if you found the top half of a bikini? Spell it.
The Showstoppers.
Shoot, ba, 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 ba,
The Cooks.
Give me a seasoning a chef might name his daughter.
Nutmeg.
Don't do that to your baby.
See who shows up all season on Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. A familiar face here this morning. J.R. Mitchell has joined me to represent the Shriners Festival of Trees that kicks off tomorrow, right?
It does, and it's Mother Nature has done her best to make the season feel more merry and bright with a little bit of snow this morning, but she's slowly going to take that away as the day progresses with some rain. But that's okay, because if you walk into Anna Shriners at 1404 Broadway in Bangor and you go through the festival and you haven't converted to being in the holiday spirit, you really need to check your pulse, because there are 60 trees set up and it is ready to go. We have some beautiful displays of trees. Now, if you've never been to a festival, you pay a $2 admission to go in. Tree tickets are 50 cents a piece. You walk up and down the aisles, and you basically, here's a way to do it. Walk up and down the aisles once, see what is under every tree, because some of these trees are absolutely remarkable. Yeah. Then go back through and put your tickets in the bucket for the tree that you'd most like to win. We have some trees. Frank Webb Home Center has got a complete, basically they have a bathtub for one of these stylish new bathtubs. They've got a farm style sink, and their tree is probably, it's going to be one of those sought after trees. And then we also have dueling trees with Milwaukee tools on one, Ryobi tools on another. Wow. There is a lot of, there's some UMaine tickets, but there are 59 various trees, all for different tastes, all for different likes. And at the end of the 2 weeks, we draw one ticket from each bucket.
Gotcha. Okay.
It'll go on this weekend and next weekend, but we'll draw one ticket from each tree bucket, and that will be the winner, and they will take home the tree, all the decorations, and every gift that's under that tree.
So just to recap, I mean, this is a raffle. So $2 admission. And so people can bet, what, 50 cents a ticket?
50 cents a ticket, yeah.
I see this as a type of thing that people can do Christmas shopping with, and maybe you go this weekend and you kind of eye out what you may want to do, and then you go next weekend to see what's more full.
Right.
Who's like seeing what they want to do and what are the better chances to win one thing versus another.
Exactly. And if you're just going because you like to support what the Shriners do, we also have our Gingerbread Cafe open, which has invented something that is a phenomenon now for 11 years, the walking taco. Their homemade mac and cheese is a big hit. All their homemade goodies and stuff, that is open with a place to sit down and have lunch. The ladies are busy at work. Our elves are busy at work, we'll call them, making both real and artificial wreaths, so you can pick those up there.
Wow.
Anna Shrine's cash calendar, which is basically gives away money every day next year, and it features the business manager of ABC7 and Fox 22, Melissa Moran, in there.
Cool. She's in Florida right now.
Yeah, she's in Florida, and but she is also in that calendar. She was my guest in the calendar, so those are available there. But the trees are the real site. You bring the kids. It's just a great time to be had. Photos with Santa, that is available. We actually give one photo away, and then we email you the copy so you can print it. You can email it as your Christmas card. That's for a donation. So it's just a great weekend. It does officially open tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock and runs 4 to 8 tomorrow. Then throughout the weekend, Friday and Saturday, it'll be open from 10 to 8, Sunday from 10 to 6. And then next weekend following Thanksgiving, it'll be Friday will be 10 to 8, Saturday 10 to 8, Sunday 10 to 4.
Wow.
Once the doors close, we start drawing the 59 trees, and we call those people as soon as they can. So they can choose what they want to do, whether they want to take the tree and set it up, or they realize, hey, I don't have any Christmas shopping left to do.
Right.
So,
I mean, that's a really convenient time frame for people doing their Christmas shopping. And you wouldn't have to get a tree because we're still in mid-November. So by the time that raffles are drawn, people will know if they have a tree or not right before December?
Literally right, the last weekend of November, right before December, those trees are all given away. And then following couple days, it looks like the festival never took place at the Anna Shriners. But it's all set up. It's ready to go. The kids will love we have a lot of animatronics with reindeer on stage near Santa. Just a great display. The people that do that, the committee that does that, just does a great job. And they know the minds of children and, the young and young at heart both. So they've got it all there. It opens. And we do have a tent. If inclement weather is a thing or even cold, there is a tent underneath leading up to the underside.
So this is an indoors. Last year it was indoors, right?
Yes, it's always indoors. The tent just covers people if it happens to rain or snow, so they don't have to stand in the weather. But we did that basically because also wind. It's going to be windy, more chilly than we're used to. We go from 70 degrees last week to snow in 30s this week. But so we've thought of everything, and we are ready for the people to come in and just have a ball.
Very ready. You guys sound ready. I mean, and this, not only is this great for people preparing for the Christmas season, but this is your biggest fundraiser of the year.
It is. This benefits all that Anna Shriners do throughout the year. It is quickly become our largest. We actually put it in place 11 years ago to help out with the circus. And since then, it has become just a community favorite, a statewide favorite. Now it's even getting known all across the country as our imperial potentate. The leader of all Shriners worldwide will be visiting us on Monday to see how the Festival of Trees works. So we're really excited about this event. We're just thankful for the support of the community and the businesses. I mean, we have 59 businesses. Almost 20 of them are brand new this year for the first time. So a lot of excitement going into the weekend, a lot of excitement going into the event. And we're really ready to open up our doors and our hearts to the community and just come on in and have a great time.
Sounds good. A community favorite indeed. JR, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so very much.
Of course, we'll send it over to Devin Biggs for our full weather forecast.
Your full weather forecast brought to you by Boosted Auto and Diesel. For all your automotive, heavy truck, and equipment needs, call Ronnie at 207-659-9458. Alrighty, here we are. Plenty of alerts in effect. We have winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories, and winter weather advisory lasting until 1 p.m. this afternoon as we'll switch over from snow and ice to all rain, which means the roadways will begin to improve. Winter storm warnings further off toward the north, though, as these areas will deal with a lot of snow as well. Some areas may be getting close to a foot in the northern ends of the state. And as expected, gale warnings are in effect, and those will last until 4 p.m. this afternoon as well. The precipitation is starting to move in now. Here it is right here, tracking from the southwest, going toward the north and east. So we're going to keep this going as the day progresses on with it starting as snow, then switching over to that wind shear mix and eventually to all rain as temperatures will get above freezing. This is all courtesy of that system right here that's tracking off towards the north and east. So it'll start to taper off later on tonight with just a few passing clouds tomorrow and maybe a few flurries with those clouds that'll be passing through tomorrow. But today will be the big story with that wind shear mix that'll be moving in. Gusty winds along the coast today, reaching up to around 30 miles per hour at times. We'll keep that going today. And it'll get even gustier farther inland, though, with some gusts reaching up to 20 to 25 miles per hour at times. And even kind of continuing into tomorrow, although not as strong over us. So I'll have to watch for some wind today and the parts of tomorrow as well. Our average high is 46 degrees. We'll make it to the upper 30s today and pretty much stay in the middle to upper 30s for the next several days, with the exception of Monday, as we'll cool off in the lower 30s for a high temperature. So futurecast moving forward, snow beginning this morning, switching over to wind shear mix and eventually to all rain. Precipitation starts to taper off later this evening, though. So by overnight tonight, we'll switch over to a partly cloudy sky with even some clearing in the skies from time to time. Then by Thursday, we'll start out with a partly cloudy sky with more clouds moving in from time to time. A few flurries cannot be ruled out either, so we'll need to be ready for that as it does develop before the clouds break up as we head towards Thursday night and the parts of Friday morning. How much snowfall? Decent snowfall in the northern ends of the state with up to 6 to 10 inches possible. Isolated higher amounts cannot be ruled out. Bangor just barely an inch with some higher amounts near parts of the Millinocket area and trending north. With along the coast, though, the coast will not see any snow at all, as this will mainly stay rain for them with a little bit of snow the farther north you go. So as for the rainfall, though, plenty of rain on the way. Some areas seeing up to a half an inch or more before we're all finished up. Then backing off as you get closer to Bangor, then this is all the water right here with some of the snow that will fall. It's kind of the rainfall equivalent of that. But upper 30s today, rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow with that east wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 20s, wind shear mix, and some patchy fog from time to time early. That west wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. As we head towards tomorrow, upper 30s, partly cloudy. A few flurries can't be ruled out with that west wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Boosted Auto and Diesel. Small chance for snow on Thursday, highs in the upper 30s, mid 30s on Friday with a partly cloudy sky. We're still partly cloudy on Saturday, highs in the upper 30s, mid 30s on Sunday with a chance for snow.
If you're a Medicare beneficiary and live in the area, call now to see how this little card could get you some big benefits, including up to $840 added back to your Social Security check each year. With one toll-free call, you can find out how easy it is to get all of your original Medicare coverage, plus extra benefits. You get an all-in-one plan designed to fit your needs so you can be your best every day. You could have medical coverage, prescription drugs with $0 generics, dental, vision and hearing, plus the WellCare Visa Flex Card to pay for extra dental, vision, and hearing expenses, money for over-the-counter items, and up to $840 back in your Social Security check each year. And so much more. And here's more good news. You can get a WellCare plan for a $0 monthly premium. How can WellCare offer all of those benefits for a $0 monthly premium? It's simple. Medicare Advantage and Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage are important parts of Medicare. WellCare has a contract with Medicare to offer and provide these important options to you. Call right now to get your free copy of the WellCare All-in-One Guide. Call 1-866-819-7962 now. There is absolutely no obligation for requesting this free information. WellCare offers benefits that go beyond the basics, including up to $840 each year added to your Social Security check to help cover your Part B premium. Call today to get your free copy of the All-in-One Guide with absolutely no obligation. Your free plan guide will provide information to make a smart choice for your Medicare coverage. Just call 1-866-819-7962. Remember, there's no obligation for requesting this free information. So call 1-866-819-7962. Call today. WellCare. Medicare done well.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. A new list is out of the top mispronounced words across the country. The top 10 include acai, euro, Omicron, charcuterie, Nguyen, gnocchi, GIF, that's with a hard G, Worcestershire, I always have to pause between that one, but just the spelling throws me off, Dogecoin, and pho. Pho is an easy one for me. That's